Hi folks, this is Chris again, checking in for TradeTaxPlus. This is our second technical video for March 2018. As I've promised, in this video we'll have a quick look at how to deal with returnable containers. Now before we look at the rule that SARS have agreed to in terms of the transition, let's just look at the normal rules. A returnable container, that could be a Coke bottle, it could be a pallet, it could be anything else in which goods are packed, and then you can return the packing material for a refund of some sorts. Now what the VAT Act says is when you return those goods, the goods are deemed to have been supplied to you originally by the person to whom you're returning it. So if I buy my bottle of Coke, I don't even know if you still pay a deposit and can get it back, but assume you can. I buy my bottle of Coke at one supermarket and I take it to another supermarket to get a credit for the empty, so to speak. Then that second supermarket that I'm taking it back to is deemed to have made the original supply to me. And that is necessary. Otherwise it becomes quite chaotic to have to take these returnable containers back to the exact same depot where you originally acquired them. And this was what the VAT Act says. So when I take back my returnable container, then the person to whom I'm taking it back is deemed to have supplied it to me. That person may issue a credit note, and that person does not need to link that to a tax invoice because that person would not have issued that tax invoice. So on that basis, it is quite strange that SARS saw it fit to make the ruling. But they have made a ruling. They said when I return those containers, to the extent that it can be linked to a supply before 1 April 2018, you can claim or issue a credit note for 14%. To the extent that it's after 1 April, obviously that's 15%. But if you cannot make that determination, then you can simply issue it at the VAT rate on the day that the goods are returned. Now the last bit is actually only thing that really makes sense, because you haven't issued a tax invoice if these goods come back. In limited circumstances you'll be able to link that to original supply. So technically it probably will be the day that you bring it back, that's the credit note, that's 15%. Now SARS could technically lose out a bit on that, because me as a non-vendor, if I bring it back, I get a credit of 15%, whereas I've only paid 14% on that deposit. But be that as it may, that is what it is. So these are the rules applicable to returnable containers. Again, we must always view these rules in the light of what the basic rules are and how are these rules altered by the need for a transitional rule. In the last video, we'll look at credit notes, especially credit notes issued in respect of returns where you can't link that to a specific supply, which is, as I've said, a significant challenge in the fast-moving consumable industry. But for now, it's me, Chris, checking out for TradeTaxPlus, Center of Excellence.